Wow, round of applause. What an epic game that was tonight. I wasn't expecting that at all, but Rangers really turned up.
It was. I mean, going into the game before that, going into the game in general, you would have thought. I mean, who's going to be confident after the start of the season we've had?
I know.
But the thing is, I've always, bar the odd performance, I've always said no matter how bad we play domestically, you can never ever write Rangers off for a result against any team in the Europa League.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. There's something about it that just something about the crowd, something about the way the team plays, how they're up for it. It lifts everything all at one time. And going into the game in general, I mean, I think Rangers' number one, strength tonight was that pressing. I've never seen them press like that.
Never.
That they players press like that ever.
It was incredible, and it wasn't like your normal Rangers side where, right, this is a big fixture, let's get stuck in about it, we'll press them high and then we'll die away after 10 minutes.
Aye.
Mate, I was actually celebrating some of the tackles. No, some of the tackles. The majority of the tackles we were putting in. We were pressing like dogs, man. We were pressing in threes and fours. It was a thing of beauty. We need to take it into Sunday. We'll get on that near the end of the video. Let's stick to the night. But honestly, that looked like a completely transformed Rangers side. And you know what? I actually said at the end of the game, it felt almost like a defeat at the end of the game. Because you're going in there, look,
we deserved it.
Everybody knows, what the sort of start of the season's been like. It's been, just completely unacceptable, to be honest. The standard's been terrible. We've dropped far too many points. Like you say, we've showed up in Europe. We're performing pretty well in Europe. We're coming up with really good results in Europe. But, even thinking back to the Nice game a couple of weeks ago, we did play really well. We did, but they were completely disjointed. We still showed up and beat the team in front of us, right? But tonight, that was a different story altogether. Questions have been asked of Clement. Questions have been asked of that whole team. Do they have the heart? Did they go where it takes? Did they want to play for this club? Well, they've answered that question tonight. Knew they need to do it more consistently, but by God, that was a big answer to a big question.
100%, and I think a big turning point for Clement was, dropping the players that he once thought was reliable to start, like week in, week out. Changing it up, going with a more, young and hungry forward line with a lot of energy. And to be honest, Manny just seems to be getting, better and better every time. He's popping up with goals left, right and centre, and he's still considered like young and raw, and he doesn't do everything perfect, but I think, again, with the performance he had the night, the amount, he ran himself to cramp, which wasn't ideal. And
big responsibility put on his shoulders as well. Like you say,
100%.
He's young, but again, something about Igmani that we've no had in this Rangers team. I can say it about Raskin as well now. I could say it for every player tonight, but something that's been, severely lacking for this Rangers team over the last couple of months is somebody with a bit of confidence, somebody with a bit of swagger,
a bit of dig.
We've seen that for Igmani tonight, and he's only growing in that. But we also seen it for Raskin, who was probably the best player.
To be honest, I was just about to say, I think Raskin, man of the match for me. I don't even know who got man of the match. Can you remember? I don't think we got that.
I'm not sure, but probably was Raskin, to be honest.
Raskin played phenomenal, and the thing is, we know, regardless of who we're playing against, we know Raskin's always got that in him. It's, again, we want to see that being applied to domestically.
He didn't have for a while, but that was a symptom that everybody was suffering from. Do you know what I mean? There was at times where it was unbearable to watch Rangers, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? It was like 11 empty jerseys, maybe 9 empty jerseys, and 2 players were kind of getting a half-hearted performance. But let's go back again to the start of the game, right? Because, hearing the team getting read out, I was a bit surprised. I think, a lot of people would have been, maybe not totally surprised, but a bit caught off guard with, one decision in particular. That decision was to play Ridvan in the left wing.
Aye. The thing about that
worked out incredibly well, by the way.
100%. And the thing I like about it most is you could go for one attack where out at the bottom of the screen you'd see Hefty just bombing down the wing, and then the next attack after it you've got Ridvan sprinting inside, being that more central. And I honestly think Hefty and Ridvan play really well together in 100%. Terms of keeping the pace of the game and taking players on. And Hefty was frustrating at times with his passing.
You could tell he was feeling a bit of the level, the night, the atmosphere. It all seemed a bit much for him at times. But again, with Hefty, he gives it away. He goes and tries to win it back immediately. Not one time have I really seen Hefty, kind of sulking for himself, feeling sorry for himself when he makes, maybe make 3 bad passes in a row, terrible passes as well. The one he goes back to Butland as well, you could tell that he was just a wee bit unsure at times. But, with that, he does so much for the team. It's
almost like in the split second, he just puts it to the back of his head. And absolutely. The one objective, he just tunnel visions and getting that ball back. And that's what we need. And the thing I loved about that kind of combination, Yilmaz and Hefty, is that, as I said before, it's the amount of pace it puts down that side.
It's frightening, by the way.
The amount of pace it puts down, because
another thing we've been lacking for quite some time, especially, we've had Tavernier, but again, Barisic was a bit of a slow coach. Hefty, absolutely rapid. And Ridvan,
he's just a nippy player.
Trump card, by the way. And, I'm not actually going to take my hat off, but take my hat off to I could as well, because that's a saying. Normally, no cunts get a hat on when they say it as well, but I'm not taking half of nick of this bullshit under here. But Ridvan, mate, he played a couple of weeks ago. I think he brought him on, put him in that position. He nearly scored, but he looked nice in there, and he can drift inside, let Hefty get out by him. He can go wide, let Hefty come inside. Like you say, a lot of people say, well, it doesn't really matter the sort of relationship between players or this and that. No, it does. We witnessed that the night all over the park, but especially in that area as well. They're really good. They just know
a
where
left
each other's going to be.
Was just you just had 2 players bombing up.
I wouldn't have liked to play in that right back position for Tottenham the night. And what about James Tavernier as well, by the way?
What because, a cross, man.
He comes under such heavy criticism for us as well, for everybody. But that's what it is to be a football fan, to be a Rangers fan. 2 weeks ago we were calling for everybody's head at Ibrox, Clermont,
Don't get me wrong, they've still got a lot to prove.
I know.
Starting on Sunday.
I know, but we need to just start taking it one game at a time. We need to just take a leaf out of the managers and how they interact with the media, mate. Because, what else can you do, really? Because 2 weeks ago, we were calling for the head for him sacked. He gets us on a decent wee run. Okay, we've no slipped up. We should have won that game the night. And again, performance really speaks for you. Do you know what I mean? Because we're coming away with a 1 each. You shouldn't be elated, but you're like, no, we should have won that game. We played a great game from start to finish in terms of the intensity, the fight, the quality as well. We're not just making up for bad quality by running. No, we had both the night. But like you say, it could completely change again on Sunday, but we need to take that into Sunday's game, that attitude,
that energy.
And we'll stand a chance, by the way.
I agree with you. We 100%.
Still shitting my pants.
But anyway, we should have won that game, but, Cyril Dessers was playing.
That was his opportunity to be a hero. He does great work to, create the opportunity for himself almost with a couple of, Cyril Dessers chopbacks. But then the miss is soul destroying. It's unacceptable. Horrendous. He needs to be finishing that. I'll have nightmares. Every Rangers fan will have nightmares about that. But I imagine he's going to be having some nightmares about that 100%. Chance as well.
As I was saying during the game, man, I would just say next training session, Dessers, Butland, away he's go, just do 1v1s. Because see the amount of times he's in a 1v1 situation in big moments, and he plants the ball straight at the keeper every single time.
Well, that's it. we all celebrated, let's be honest. I mean, we were up there celebrating before it was in. It should have been in. I mean, he simply just has to pick a side, any side.
Man.
He just hits the target, which sometimes, that's advice people dish out, like just hit the target. But when you're that close, it's 1v1. It's such an important moment. I mean, it's a chance for him to really. Everybody forgets about the misses he's had there the past couple of months, so the fact that he's fallen out of favour. But that's exactly why he's fallen out of favour. I mean, when you think about the chance that Igmani scores, the way Igmani takes the goal, I mean, Tavernier whips it in. It's coming at right across him, man. Slots it home, right in the bottom corner.
Left-footed into the right corner, man.
Doesn't look phased at all, mate. No. Looks very comfortable. Cyril's got to be burying that. And you come away from the game almost feeling like it's a defeat because we should have won the game, I believe.
You see, the difference in that kind of clinical mentality between Igmani and Dessers is Igmani's got that kind of brain that goes, stick it in the bottom corner, whereas Dessers has got that kind of just shoot mentality. Just swing your foot at it and see where it goes. Just
doesn't want to, do anything wrong, but that's sort of getting in his way. He's just, he's not playing with confidence. Igmani's playing with confidence, and so he should. He's earned his spot in the team. I think he's scored, 5 in the last 5. He deserves to be exactly where he is. He's young, he's confident, he's like that. On the bench, Cyril, I'm setting him up. I'm going to take this responsibility. So far, so good. Again, it'll be another big test from at the weekend. If he starts, which obviously probably should. Comes off with cramp right enough.
It'll be a hard recovery, I think, for him between now and then.
Especially if the plan of attack's the same as it was tonight, to just go and absolutely fucking suffocate Celtic, because that's our best chance of winning the game, by the way.
It always has been the game plan. The thing is,
zero. We need to go for it. Go for the jugular.
Annoyed the fans, and it annoyed the fans it's annoyed the fans with Clermont against Celtic. It's annoyed the fans with Gio and Beale against Celtic. It's this, almost fear giving them too much respect in the park and letting them come at us and letting their back line play about with the ball. Let's be honest, right? Celtic and many other teams, including us, but more so Celtic, do not like it when you're trying to terrorise that back four.
No.
They don't like it, and you can, regardless of how well Celtic are playing, there's always that opportunity to disrupt them in that way. We are really high, intense press where we're hunting in packs, full of energy, with players, young, hungry players up there that have got an engine on them, and having plenty pace on the park. And for me, if we go into that game on Sunday with that mentality, then absolutely we can win that cup. But again, if we try and be more conservative, if we try and piss about and play about in the back and sideways passes and playing safe and drop them deep, then Celtic will run out of the tappies. It's as simple as that.
It'll be interesting regardless, and we're nervous, but you can't not look forward to one of these games, especially, that confidence boost from tonight. But what I will say is, to every man in that Rangers team, you've set a standard for yourself. Do not let it slip.
No.
The game on Sunday's bigger than this, much bigger as well. It's a massive game, Battle of Britain and all that. This is, the old firm.
This is the bread and butter. This is winning trophies, winning silverware. It just doesn't. Nothing competes.
No.
Nothing competes in Europe unless you're in a final. Like, the financial stuff's good, but if you want to be a properly successful team, if you want to have the fans behind you constantly, you need to be going domestically, doing well, and you need to be putting trophies in the cabinet. It's as simple as that.
I'll tell you another thing as well, by the way. We need to be clinical up top.
Got to be.
Simply. We cannot be wasteful. No. Which means we cannot afford to start Cyril Dessers, which I don't think will happen. But it comes with everybody in that front four. We just cannot afford to be wasteful, because we will get chances. In previous Old Firm games, we have given the chances up.
Right.
So, look, it's a different attitude we have now, a different mood, a different emotion. Things are starting to change, but you could be straight back to square one on Sunday if we lose this game.
Aye.
It's going to be an extremely tough challenge, especially for the turnaround for the Tottenham game. Obviously, you'll get, Danilo back in the squad, Hadji back in the squad, but again, Suter off tonight, Igbani down with cramp. It's going to be a hard ask, but this is where you can really become a Rangers great. Not just in this one game, but this is what's required by Rangers players.
At the very least, where you can cement a turning point.
Absolutely.
And more importantly for Clermont, if Clermont goes after this Tottenham performance, a couple of wins in the league, Tottenham performance, and gets that League Cup, the fans might start to go. I mean, I'd personally start to go, maybe he's turned a corner here.
What was
maybe
the talk?
He's got
What was the talk 2 weeks ago, mate? It was the new CEO's coming in on the 16th, so he can sack Clermont after we get destroyed by Tottenham and lose the League Cup to Celtic.
Aye.
But now, one of the challenges, we've surpassed expectations, definitely.
Aye.
I mean, let's be honest, before we're going to get fucking steamrolled tonight, you'd be lying to yourself if you honestly thought, we've got that European spark, but realistically, with how we've been playing and the calibre of player that Tottenham offers, I didn't think we stood a chance, but I learned one thing, and this Rangers team showed me one thing tonight that I did not know they were capable of, and that was fight for every single man in the park, but every single fucking one of them.
100%.
100% fight, 100% intensity, and I've not seen that off this team yet, by the way.
Definitely
and
not.
We need that and a bit more on Sunday.
On Sunday, 100%. But let us know what you thought about the game as well. Let us know what you thought about our opinions on the game. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy the post-match reactions, and our socials are down in the description if you want to jump over there and give us a follow. That'd be greatly appreciated, and we'll see you next time.